discussed about Python built-in data types like str, int, float, and bool for string, numeric, and boolean data types. We are going to continue on the built-in data types with other commonly used data types like list, tuple, set, and dict or dictionary. So this is going to be an introduction of these 4 data types in this segment, and more detailed video of these 4 data types will come because they are very important one, and it's used heavily in many of their projects. So let's look into these data types with an example. Here is the Python file that I have created using, I went to the project, right click, new Python file, and created this data types 2.py, and I have written down the sample code here. So I have used the hashtag to comment the comments. So let's start with the list. So list and tuple are sequencing types, and the most important things to remember about the list and tuples are they can store multiple values or items in a variable. Okay, so let's look at the list. So the way you create the list is you create a variable name and then assign a value. When you assign the value with this square bracket like this, and then you can put the values inside, then each value, like in this case there are 3 fruit, right? 3 values or 3 items assigned to this fruits variable. You can say fruits is a collection of these items or these values. Once it's assigned, you can print them by referring to this variable name. Okay. There is another way to construct a list data type. Another way is to use the explicit constructor or the list keyword and with a function. So you can say fruits equal to list and then open parenthesis, just like the way you call a function, and then in that you have to pass the values, whatever values that you need to use for this fruits variable, and I have assigned it. So once you assign this, then you can use the fruits as a collection of in a list. Okay, and you can print the same way. So there's no difference. There are 2 ways to define, and it's up to the user how they want to define it. The most important thing is if you have to use it without this keyword, you have to use this square bracket. This square bracket has a meaning, and that's how the Python knows that you're trying to create a list. All right. Now let's talk about the tuple. Actually, before talking about the tuple, a couple more things I want to call out is the value that you're assigned here, the order is preserved. So you can think of the fruits collection has an index of starting with 0. So whenever you want to refer to this banana, you can say fruits of 0 with index position, and apple has fruits of 1. So in a way, these items are ordered, okay? And this collection is not fixed. You could change this collection. You could add this collection. You can remove an item from this collection. And also it allows duplicate values. It doesn't restrict. Okay? Depending on the use case of your project, you can use the list as needed. Now let's talk about the tuple. In the tuple, the way you define the tuple is you have to give the variable name, and then you have to assign the value, but you have to use the parenthesis instead of the square bracket. So if you use the parenthesis, then the Python interpreter knows you're trying to create a variable of data type tuple. So what is tuple and how is it different from list? Tuple is also used to store multiple values or items in a variable, and tuple also preserves the order and it allows duplicate values, but it doesn't allow you to change a particular item. You could technically add item to it to the end of the tuple or here in the list. When I say in the list, in the collection. In the collection you can add, but you cannot replace a particular item. Okay, so it's unchangeable, but it allows duplicate values. So list and tuple are very close. The only key difference is list is changeable, tuple is unchangeable. And you can create the tuple using the parenthesis method, or you can use the constructor method like shown here. And you can print the tuple using the variable name shown here. The third one is we're going to talk about the sequence type set. Set is also allows you to store a collection or multiple values / items in a variable. The important difference between the set and the tuple and list, or first thing to know is set does not allow duplicate values. So let's take this example. When what I mean by that, if you take fruits 3, the way you create the set is you have to use the curly braces. When you use the curly braces, the Python interpreter knows you're trying to create a set. Then based on the set rules, it will ensure the variable is followed. Example here, I have assigned 3 values, banana, apple, and strawberry. Because it's a set, I cannot have another banana. So I can have only one banana, one apple, one strawberry. So like that, it ensures there are no duplicate values. Okay. And also you cannot change a particular item, but you can add to the end of the set. You could add. Okay? It's not a fixed, you could add. All right. And order is not technically preserved in the set. So what that means is when you print this variable set, it's not guaranteed that always it's going to come out in the same order. Okay, it's unordered, unchangeable, and no duplicate values. That's a very important thing to know. So list and tuple allows duplicates, set does not allow duplicates. List and tuples are ordered, set is unordered. The unchangeable fact is sort of similar to tuple, the set. Okay. The fourth one we're going to look at is a dict, or in a way, it's like a dictionary. Okay. So the dictionary is a little different than other 3 items that we have seen, 3 data types that we have seen. Dictionary also allows you to store multiple values items in a variable, but it comes with sort of like a key value pair. Okay, so the way you create the dictionary is you have to use the curly braces, and then you have to give a key and the value. That's like a one thing. Okay, so the way you differentiate the key and value is first starts with the key, and then the colon separator, and then the value. Okay, and age is another key, or you can say name value pair or key value pair. Okay, and the 25 is the value. This is one way to define. Another way to define the dictionary is again using this constructor mechanism like dict, and then you can say name is the key, Scott value, age is the key, 25 is the value. You can assign multiple like this. Okay. Again, dict items are ordered, it's changeable, but no duplicates. These are the rules. So these 4 built-in data types are allowed in Python for or exist in Python for various reasons. Depending on your actual project work that you do, you have to pick and choose whichever one is more suitable, and you can use between list or tuple or set or dictionary. Okay, so just to recap, dictionary requires a name value pair, Other 3 items does not require. Okay, and we already talked about the rest of the differences. I don't want to repeat that again. So let's run this sample code and we can look at the outcome. Okay, I ran the code and let's look at the value and we can try to map it to the print statement. So the first, we created a fruits list. I have printed that. You can see that here. Next, I created the fruits using the constructor mechanism. I have printed. You can see that here. Then going on, we have a tuple variable created using the open parenthesis and closing parenthesis. And you can print that, and then you can use a constructor mechanism and we can print that. So you can see these both. Now for the set, we have created the set with banana, apple, strawberry. I printed and also using the set constructor mechanism. So one thing to notice is like when I created with banana, apple, strawberry, but look at the outcome. The outcome, it shows banana, strawberry, apple. Order is changed because set is unordered. It does not guarantee the order, and it's unchangeable and no duplicates as well. Now look at the dictionary. We have dictionary created using the curly braces and also using the constructor mechanism. You can see the output here for the dictionary. Shown here. Printing the key value pair in both scenarios. So that's the very high level introduction about these 4 important, mostly commonly used data types. I will have another segment going in detail for each one of them with some additional example in terms of how to modify the list or the tuple in terms of how to add, how to remove, how to change if it's allowed, and how to demonstrate accessing the values using the index position. So I'll go through that in the next video segment. Okay, continue to subscribe and keep watching. Thank you.